Hello and welcome to IAMC Radio and Podcast. Today we're exploring the top news headlines for March 3, 2025. From political controversies to international tensions and even some somber news from the music world. It's a packed day. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, it really seems like a lot is happening, both on the national and the global stage today.
Absolutely. And we'll start with a developing story out of Nigeria, where a sexual harassment scandal is rocking the Senate. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio of making unwanted advances and then retaliating against her when she rejected him.
These are really serious allegations, and if they're true, this represents a troubling abuse of power. It's important to remember that Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan is entitled to due process. A fair and impartial investigation is needed to determine the facts of the case. The Conference of Nigeria Political Parties has called for Akpabio to step down, pending the outcome of an investigation. They argue that this is necessary to maintain public trust in the Senate.
This situation is further complicated by the fact that both Akpabio's wife and Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's husband have become involved. Unoma Akpabio has publicly defended her husband and is even pursuing legal action against Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan for defamation. Meanwhile, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan's husband, Emmanuel Ugua, who is the Elema of Warri Kingdom, has come forward to corroborate his wife's claims.
So it's a very tangled web of accusations and counter-accusations. What's particularly interesting here is how this case is playing out in the court of public opinion. You have powerful figures on both sides, each with their own supporters and detractors. And this raises questions about how gender dynamics and political alliances influence public perception and the pursuit of justice in Nigeria.
Moving from internal politics to international relations, we turn our attention to Guinea Bissau, where a political crisis is unfolding. President Umaru Sissoco Embalo is facing mounting pressure from opposition groups and even from ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, over the legitimacy of his presidency.
Embalo's decision to expel the ECOWAS delegation, attempting to mediate the election dispute, is a worrying development. This suggests that he is unwilling to engage in dialogue and compromise, which could further escalate tensions in the region.
This situation is particularly concerning. Given Guinea Bissau's history of political instability and coups, it really underscores the fragility of democratic institutions in the region.
Exactly. This isn't just an isolated incident. It reflects a broader trend of democratic backsliding in West Africa. We've seen similar challenges to democratic norms and processes in other countries in the region as well.
Now, shifting our focus to the United States and its international relations, there's been a noticeable strain in the relationship between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Yeah, the latest point of friction stems from a meeting between President Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. During this meeting, Trump reportedly criticized Zelensky for not showing enough gratitude for U.S. support.
This incident has sparked controversy and led to calls for President Trump's proposed state visit to the UK to be canceled. It's also drawn criticism from some unexpected quarters. A Norwegian fuel company, Holtback Bunkers, has announced that they will no longer refuel U.S. warships in protest of Trump's treatment of Zelensky.
That's a significant development. It suggests that Trump's actions are not only causing diplomatic rifts, but are also damaging America's reputation on the world stage. This could have implications for U.S.-European relations and NATO cooperation.
Yeah, it's certainly a bold move by a private company to take such a public stance against a foreign leader. It will be interesting to see if other businesses follow suit and what impact this will have on U.S. foreign policy.
Back here in the U.S., a legal battle is highlighting the importance of checks and balances within the government. A federal judge has ruled that President Trump's attempt to fire Hampton Dellinger, the head of a federal watchdog agency, was illegal. This ruling is a significant victory for government accountability. Dellinger was appointed to lead the Office of Special Counsel, an independent agency responsible for protecting whistleblowers. Trump's attempt to remove him was seen by many as an effort to silence those who might expose wrongdoing within his administration. So the judge's decision really reaffirms the importance of independent oversight and the rule of law.
Shifting gears now to the world of music, where we have some sad news to report. Renowned singer Angie Stone has passed away in a car accident at the age of 63.
Oh, wow. This is a tremendous loss for the music industry. Stone was a pioneering figure in hip-hop and R&B. She first rose to fame as a member of The Sequence, a groundbreaking all-female hip-hop trio, and later she embarked on a successful solo career, earning multiple Grammy nominations, and influencing countless artists with her soulful voice and empowering lyrics.
Stone's music transcended genres and generations. She was a true icon, and her past will be felt deeply by fans around the world.
Absolutely. It's a reminder of the power of music to connect with people on a deep emotional level and the lasting impact artists can have on our lives.
In other news, Pope Francis remains hospitalized in Rome. As he recovers from pneumonia and other complications, the Vatican reports that his condition is stable, but still complex.
The Pope's health is definitely a matter of global concern. At 88 years old, he is the oldest reigning pope in history, and his illness has raised questions about the future of the Catholic Church and the potential for papal transition in the coming years.
Now back to Nigeria, where there's been a significant development in the fight against drug trafficking. Notorious drug lord Ogbonnaya Kevin Jeff has been captured after 17 years on the run.
This is a major victory for law enforcement. Ogbonnaya was a key figure in a vast international drug network, responsible for trafficking huge quantities of narcotics across multiple continents.
His capture is the result of a collaborative effort between the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Interpol, and South Korean intelligence. It really demonstrates the importance of international cooperation in combating transnational crime.
Absolutely. Drug trafficking networks operate across borders, so effective law enforcement requires a coordinated global response. Ogbonnaya's arrest sends a strong message that even those who evade justice for years can eventually be brought to account.
Yeah, it's a reminder that the fight against drug trafficking is an ongoing battle, one that requires vigilance and a commitment to dismantling these criminal organizations.
And it's also important to consider the underlying factors that contribute to the drug trade, such as poverty, lack of opportunity, and corruption. Addressing these issues is crucial to breaking the cycle of drug trafficking and its devastating impact on communities worldwide.
Looking back at the news we've covered today, it's striking how interconnected these seemingly disparate events are. We see how allegations of abuse of power can shake the foundations of political systems, how diplomatic missteps can strain international relations, and how the rule of law is essential for protecting democratic institutions.
Right. It's a reminder that we live in a complex and interconnected world, where events in one corner of the globe can have ripple effects far beyond their immediate location. Staying informed and engaged is more important now than ever.
Definitely. By understanding the news, we can better grasp the challenges and opportunities facing our world and contribute to building a more just and equitable future.
Yeah, it's through informed dialogue and critical thinking that we can make sense of the complexities of our time and work towards solutions that benefit all.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of IAMC Radio and Podcast, as we explore the top news headlines for March 3rd.
It's been great talking with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Remember, staying informed is an ongoing journey, and we encourage you to continue seeking knowledge and engaging with the world around you. Thank you for listening to today's top news headlines on IAMC Radio and Podcast.